I wanted to make this video to share the one habit that I started a year ago, and it absolutely helped me on my self-improvement journey, and it just made a huge difference in my life. So I wanted to share this video, tell you exactly what that habit is, why it's important, how I use it, and how to make use of it. So without further ado, I want to get into it. That one habit, if you couldn't guess, is journaling and practicing gratitude. There's a reason why I put them hand in hand. I put them together. It's because they go together, at least for me. But journaling and practicing gratitude, what it is, if you don't know, is when you just journal to yourself, about your day, your day to day, your goals. Some maybe you just wanna write. Right, journaling, put simply, is just writing for yourself, not as if like you're writing a book, but just yourself putting your thoughts on a piece of paper, and that can be your emotional thoughts, your plans for the future, your goals, your confusions, absolutely everything. And reason why this is super helpful is because honestly there's so many reasons. But one of the biggest ones is that when you actually put everything on a piece of paper, it becomes concrete. Okay, so it becomes something that you can actually look at. You need to understand that life is just like a video game. Okay? So one of the very first steps is you have to realize where you are so that then you can actually picture where you want to go. And then you can actually write out how you want to get there. So journaling really helps with every single step of this plan, because once you put out your thoughts, your emotions, and everything on a piece of paper, that is where you are. But obviously you have your aspirations, you have goals, right? You can write that down as well. That is where you want to go. And now all you need is the link in the middle. That is also what you can write. So your plans, how do you plan on getting there? What are you going to try? What kind of business do you want to work on? What kind of workouts are you going to do? Absolutely everything. Okay, what books do you want to read? Journaling, you need to understand, it's something very personal. You don't need to share it with anyone. So make it as authentic as possible. If there's some stuff that you write and then you're like, "Oh, but this is embarrassing." If you want to write it down. Okay, it's your personal thing. No one is going to judge your journal, okay, brother? But it's super important that you actually keep track of this, because then as you do it, you can actually look back and see how far you've came, but also how far you still have to go. But with journaling, really helps you also be present. Stay present in your day-to-day life and not get hung up on the logistics, not get hung up on the small things that don't actually move the needle. Next thing that really helps with journaling, I'll tell you exactly how I journal in a minute here. But next thing that really helps with journaling is it helps you reflect on, again, where you were, but it reflects on what you're doing. It helps you reflect on what you're doing, what you did well today, what you can do better, what you need to improve on, what you need to cut out. Like, literally think of it as like your day. Let's say you're in sports, all right? So your day was the match, right? You played the match. Now you're the coach. So you're going to look at, okay, what can we do better here? Okay, what do we need to improve? What do we need to implement? What do we need to eliminate? What's the, like, you literally make a game plan. So you can, it's like literally watching, and it really is like when you start doing it, you're going to realize, but it's like you're watching game tape. It's like you're sat in that locker room and you're watching game tape with your boys and your coach. The only difference is that you're doing it alone. You're analyzing everything so that you're like, okay, because every day you're playing a match. That's the difference, right? So every single day is a struggle, is a hustle, right? So you do this at the end of the day, you watch the game tape, okay, you take some notes. What am I going to improve on? What did I do well? What stood out for me? All those things that you want to write out. And then the next day, in the morning, you're like, okay, we're ready to attack the day. This is what I said yesterday. This is what I need to improve on. I really liked this thing that I did yesterday, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try this thing. I want to see how I feel about it. This, right? You really start to actually like do a lot of things, get a lot more comments on everything, get a lot more feedback on everything. Because you also give yourself feedback, right? It's exactly what I said. How did X make you feel? Write it down. Think about it, right? Or maybe, you learned something new that day that you really loved. Maybe you learned something about yourself that you don't love, right? maybe again you learn something that you want to improve. Journaling will absolutely help you so much with all of this. Reason why I implemented gratitude in this as well is because practicing gratitude is super important for a couple of reasons. A, it puts you in the right state of mind. Okay, so as much as all of us, we have goals, aspirations, it really, when you are non-stop thinking about those, while it's good that you're working on those, and you should be thinking about those, but if you aren't grateful with what you have now, you will never get those goals. Okay, it's really as simple. It's the law of attraction, and it also applies directly to affirmations, which I'm about to get into now. But with gratitude, it's like the law of attraction is absolutely real, right? And the universe will give you the same energy you give back. So if you're putting grateful energy out there, the universe will give you more things to be grateful for. Whereas if you're putting negative energy out there, energy of ungratefulness, of this isn't enough, the universe will give you that same exact energy back. Okay, so practice gratitude. It really also helps you stay present. Really just makes you feel, makes your spirit full. I'll put it like that. And once you try it, you're gonna understand exactly what I'm saying. So take 5 minutes, take a deep breath. Write out a gratitude list, things I'm grateful for. It can be as little as 3-4 things, or it can be as long as 50 things. This is your journal again. So I'm going to tell you exactly, I just want to end this video with saying exactly what my journal looks like, so that maybe you can copy it, but obviously there's a lot of templates. Again, it needs to be something that you are comfortable with, something that, obviously don't make it like a book, like in the sense that don't write out an essay daily, because you're not going to keep that up. This is exactly what I put. So I start off my day in the morning, I do a gratitude list, and I do my affirmations, which I'll tell you in a minute what that is. So affirmations, and then I write out my goals. Right? So this is goals that I'm working on. This isn't like a to-do list. This is actual goals that I'm working on. So for me, let's say it's graduate uni, reach X amount of subscribers, reach X amount of followers, and that, right? So I write out my goals. For you, it can be different, like, get this amount of revenue in my business, or start a business, or whatever it is. And then after that, I write out my to-do list. So that is, what am I doing today? Which I'm going to give you a comment on that about as well in a minute. But that's my to-do list. So those are the actual minimal, every single task that I need to do. Whether that's reading a book, going to the gym, maybe going grocery shopping. All of that, basically. Every single task that I need to do. This is everything I write out in the morning. I, go on with my day. And then when I come back right before bed, I write out highlights. So that's if anything special happened that day, anything memorable. That's what I write. And then I write what I learned today. So, but simply it's what did I learn today. It can be 1-2 sentences, just small things. What did you realize today? What did you learn today? Because you are learning every day. You need to realize that as well. Then I write what I learned today. And then the last portion is how did I work on my goals. So let's say my goal is graduate university. How did I work towards that? Oh, I did this assignment. Awesome. Okay? So it's exactly like that's exactly how I do it. You don't need to do the same. The comment I'm going to make about the to-do list is what I like to do. You're not obligated to do this, but what I really honestly suggest is once you write out your day, if you're doing it like mine, once you journal your day, at the end of the day, prepare the template for the next day as well. So let's say we are November 6th as I'm recording this. Tonight, I'm actually going to, once I'm done with my journaling, I'm actually going to sit there, and it takes 30 seconds, but write out the templates for tomorrow's day. And the only thing that I like to fill out actually like the night before is the to-do list. So tonight I'm going to sit and actually write out my to-do list for tomorrow. Because that really, it helps you not miss a single thing. It helps you like find space to maneuver. So let's say tomorrow something pops up, okay, you can just add it. You haven't forgotten a thing. You have actually all of your tasks there. Not your goals, but your to-do list. Right? So I write out all my tasks there. So I know exactly what my day is going to look like. When I go to bed, I can think about my day. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. You plan it out, right? This is a game. Okay, and if you have the better your plan, the more your chances of winning. Okay, you need to increase your odds of winning. And then And lastly, what I want to add is just affirmations. If you don't know what that is, affirmations are affirmative sentences about yourself, and they are in the present tense. There's obviously, you can do a lot. For example, I love myself. I'm a good man. I'm a good brother. I'm I don't know. I'm a good leader. I'm a good businessman, right? Whatever it is you want it to be. But you write out some of these things. And the reason why this is super effective is again because of the law of attraction. That's because when you say you are that thing, the universe hears it and he's like, oh, okay, he is that thing, so let me treat him as such. So he's going to give you the universe will give you the opportunities to be treated as such. And when you say, it's exactly the energy that you put out. When you constantly say, I love myself, it's very hard to be depressed. Okay? So that's kind of the video that I had for you today. I really hope you start journaling because you're gonna see that it's really gonna change your life. It doesn't take too much of an effort. It's just the first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning and the last thing that I do before bed. Because again, life is like a game. You need a game plan. You need to watch game tape. You need to train everything. Okay, so keep up the grind, brother. Hopefully this video helped you out. And let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to know about.